Yo, 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 what's good? It's your boy Timothy B, and welcome to the Just B Show. Now, this particular episode is more of a panel discussion amongst three different individuals from three different walks of life about three different stereotypical situations. We have myself, I'm the partial step up father, which is the partial stepdaddy. Then we got my boy Frank. He's the white baby daddy. Y'all know who Frank is. He always comes show love on the Just Be show. And then we got my homegirl Jonah Lane, and she is the bitter baby mama. So on this particular episode, we need all the audience members to comment. We want to know y'all opinion about all of us, not all of us, but all of these stereotypes. We want to know what you feel is the worst, why you feel it's the worst, and what it do. And we just gonna have an hour-long conversation to figure it out and figure out what can be better for every part of the situation for everybody that's in the group. You feel what I'm saying? So let's get it popping. First, we got, you already know, we got my main man. He's now not Frank Rose, he's now Frank Friends.
Yes, sir.
Just recently married, you feel me? That's my homeboy. And we got yo yo yo, and we got Jay Jonah Lane. What's up, sweetheart? How you doing today?
What's up? What's up?
What's up? What's up? Chilling. So I'm gonna start off. We just gonna introduce ourselves, and then we gonna go from there. If we do have some technical difficulties, don't worry about it. If it kicks you out, just jump back on. Same link, and it'll bring you back on because it's glitching right now. And I don't know what's going on, but this conversation is a need to be had. You feel me? So just if we get out, come back. So we're gonna start with me, y'all. I'm Timothy Bradley, Timothy B. I'm the host of the Just B Show. I'm an entrepreneur, motivational speaker. Obviously, I'm a web talk show host. I'm also a father to a few non-biological kids. And yeah, that's me. Frank, go ahead. Tell them who you are, bro.
Uh, I'm Frank Friends now, just recently married on June 18th. I'm a father. I have sole legal and physical custody of my daughter. The mother's rights are terminated. Um, I do weapons training. I love statistics and facts and numbers. I don't like emotions. So I keep all that stuff out of what I do, and how I raise my daughter is it's basically he's responsible for her, and she needs to keep her emotions in check and respond to situations and control the outcome.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Congratulations on your marriage, bro. How was the wedding? How did it
It was
turn out?
it was beautiful, very intimate, very close friends, nice tight circle, and the whole COVID can't have too many people. So
That's what's up. That's what's up. See, man, we already got a comment, man. April says, congrats on getting married to you, big dog. That's love. That's love. Jonah
thanks.
J, go ahead. Tell us about you. I know you. I heard you was a you be cooking.
I'll be cooking sometimes, but yeah, my name is Jonah. I'm a mother of two. Um, I don't know. You can call me your mother. You can call me other names. It don't matter. Anywho, um, and I'm a chef, so I'm a full time traveling chef.
That's what's
So
up,
yeah,
man. Big ups to you. I'm gonna definitely have to taste your food one day. You're gonna have to send me some recipes or something.
for sure.
Hopefully we could work that out. But again, y'all, you got me, Timothy B. I'm gonna give you the version of my story as the pretty much the partial step up dad. Yeah, man, it gets deep, and we gonna go there. Frank, of course, he's a white boy, so he's the white baby daddy.
Yes, sir.
And then we got my girl Jay over here on the end, and she's the bitter baby mama. So Jonah, let's start with you. What how would you describe what a bitter baby mama is, in your opinion?
In my opinion, because I don't really like the word baby mama, but and you know that. But in my opinion, when I hear of a bitter baby mama, you think of somebody who is holding the children hostage because of the outcome of their father, their relationship between each other. And you hear somebody who is just not cooperative,
Mm-hmm.
does not want to have the best, relationship with the father for the children, um, and is just angry all the time. And that reflects on how the relationship, the whole co parenting relationship happens.
Got you. I think that's a fair enough description. If y'all disagree, please let us know in the comments. Frank,
Yes, sir.
now it's like your description is pretty obvious. You the white baby daddy.
Of course.
but why you can't be the white father? So describe to me why does the world give the name like, oh, that's just my baby daddy versus that's my kid's father?
Well, I think exactly what Jay just said is that they don't want anybody thinking that there's credit to be given to the other parent during co-parenting. They don't want anybody stepping up, like even in your situation. It's either their way or the highway. They're bitter about the relationship, so they have to downplay and degrade the other partner to make themselves feel better as to why it didn't work. And the problem is that toxicity reflects on those children because they see it every day.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, man. So y'all better pay attention. Again, if you got something to say, we want to know your opinion. Drop it in the comments. We'll bring it up on the screen and we'll discuss it like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 grown people should do. Now, my description is the partial stepfather. It used to be the abusive stepfather. That's a whole nother story, though. We're going to get to that topic soon, though. So, the partial stepfather, in my personal opinion, is a man, obviously, that chooses to take care of somebody else's kids, but he's partially doing it. He's doing it halfway. He's not going the full length of it. He's coming in and out when he wants to, being there when he feel like it, and pretty much having to do with the baby mama or the mother of the child and the child themselves pretty much when he feels like it. So my question, let's start with you, Frank. My
Mhm.
first question to you is as the white baby daddy, what kind of criticism do you receive from the people in the world?
Oh man, I get that I wasn't there. The mom filled out for like TANF and stuff like that. She lied to the government and said that they weren't living with me, that I didn't have my daughter most of the time. So they hit me with $4,000 in child support, even though I had the kid. I was raising the kid most of the time, and they are still like, "Oh well, you got to pay this because she said so," and we believe her. So I had to get testimonies, signed affidavits. I had to get text messages, over 3,000 printouts of like when I had the kid, when she had the kid, just to get them to be like, well, maybe we should go investigate this instead of just believing what she said. And then the people are like, oh,
Ooh,
that's bitter. You don't want to pay child support. That's bitter. You're a horrible father. I'm like, I don't need to pay child support. I'm taking care of the kid. The kid's with me. Just like the
right,
mom. I don't have the mom on child support. I don't need your money. I got
right.
this.
Yeah, that blows my mind, man, when people come at you like that, like, oh, like you're a better father or you're a bad dad if you don't want to pay child support, even though you got, like you said, even though if you got the kids, you don't want to pay child support. Like that blows my mind.
Yeah.
Miss J, how just give you already know it's coming. Give me, the kind of flack that the kind of kickback that you get when people look at you and call you the bitter baby mom.
Um, well, first of all, it's basically saying that it comes off like I'm no good, you know? And that's like the main line. Like this individual is not only a bad person, so I get that a lot, and that I'm bitter. I get that a lot. You know what I mean? And it comes off more in the day to day. It's not even about what people say. So if they want to treat you all of a sudden like like you're just a baby mama, which
Yeah,
you already
yeah.
know that. Yeah, I hate that. Um, and that comes with its own set of stereotypes to it. And when you add bitter in there, it also comes with you're bitter about something about you and the father's relationship. And oftentimes it's
Right.
always assumed that you're bitter because he don't want to be with you. And it's even more so that, you're a baby mama now. So you're a bitter baby mama. And you're going to hold the child against them because that's how you do, because you're just not a good person. So that's the stuff that is common, that I'm made to feel like. So it sucks. It is
Keep
what
your
it
head up,
is.
baby girl.
Hmm.
Keep your head up. It's all
Always.
good. We're here to talk about it. We're gonna get it out. We're gonna get it
Mm-hmm.
out in the most positive way. Just to let y'all know out there, if you're watching, this is not to bash anybody or anything. It's more informational, so you can hear it from all points of view. You know, the kind of flack that I've gotten as a I'm the kidless father. I don't have any biological kids, so I would always get kicked. It was like this. Okay, I'm mad at you. She was mad at me, so she would not contact me, or not have my son call me, and then give every time I talk to her, she'll give me, it'll be drama all the time. You feel me? And instead of, for me to avoid the drama in all of our lives, I would make the choice to not reach out as often. And then I would get flack. Like, oh, you don't really want to be here. You don't want to, or if I reach out, it's like, oh, I'm in a relationship and the person I'm in a relationship with has a problem with me talking to my exes. So that's why I don't answer your phone calls, or stuff like that. And then I'm like, well, I've been calling, like, but now you're calling me the bad person because you cut off the communication. You see what I mean? You cut off the communication, so I can't even get in hold of you, but then I'm the bad person? And that blows my mind. That blows my mind 100%. So let me ask you guys this. We're going to start with you this time, Jay. Um, when your kids, let me think of how I want to put this. When your kids, is there ever a time when your kids wanted to see their father or whomever it is, and you told them, like, no, that's not going to happen? Or have you always been willingly, like, yeah, of course you can see your dad? Willingly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't believe, in holding kids hostage. Like whatever it is with me, and that should be the base for anybody, but whatever it is with me and their dad, like that's me and him. Has nothing to do with the kids. So if the kids want to see him, hey, cool. Where can I walk you to? Where can I drive y'all? Where can I drop them off? You know what I mean?
Right.
It's been an issue because that's solely outside of how I feel. Like that's how that little person feels. And all they know is that I'm the mom and that's their dad. And they want to see me and they want to see him. So yeah,
Right.
works that
Yeah,
way.
I definitely feel you on that. Frank, what about you, bro? Has it been a time where your daughter wanted to see her mom and you was like, hell no?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And it was because
Elaborate for me.
the situation with the mother. Um,
Right.
Strange man in and out of the house, testing positive for use of methamphetamines. And then there was a situation I don't want to speak about, but let's just say
Respect.
after you guys heard it, your kid would never go around that person.
Right. I feel you.
So there
Say
was
less.
there was detectives and things involved, and that's probably one of the reasons she doesn't get custody or visitations or things like that. But to me, I was always outreaching before all this stuff. I'd be like, hey, you missed last weekend, and even though this weekend isn't your weekend, would you like to pick her up? And it was always, yeah, I'll see what I can do. Oh my God, 5 years ago you did this and this and this. I said, no, that's not how that went down. Talk to your people.
Right.
Your people remember how it went down, and that was 5 years ago. I'm talking about today, this weekend. Like, why didn't you pick her up? Why didn't you call? Why didn't
Right.
you spend any time with her? You know what I mean? And it just got to the point that she more or less distanced herself from our daughter.
Right. Yeah, yeah. I definitely know that situation. I know that situation all too well, man. Like 100%. So
Yeah.
let me ask you guys this. Um, this is such a deep conversation. And before I keep going again, I'm gonna keep bringing this up, guys. If you guys have something to say, please let us know in the comments. And we're all of us are pretty open to answer any questions, any topics you want to bring up within this panel. And yeah, we'll talk about it. I'm sure Frank and Jay would mind as well, as long as it's respectable for that matter. And just remember, this is everybody's own stories. It's our opinions on everything. So if you get in my comments and you get to talking that noise and it's being disrespectful, I'll just ban you from the page. It's that simple. And same to you guys, this is just keep it respectful for everyone, or friends or not, I'm gonna kick y'all out. But I love y'all, and we put this together, so I know we're gonna keep it 100 for sure. So as far as excuses, let's put this on the table. Frank, let's start with you, man. What was the worst excuse? What is the worst excuse a parent can have for choosing to not see their child?
To me, the worst excuse is either something emotional or mentally duress. And I get that people go through mental issues, but to me, if you're gonna tell me this weekend is your weekend, you're mentally, incapable of watching our child, then why would I let you watch our child next weekend when you can have a sustained mental breakdown and I'm not there to protect that child? And then, you off your meds and you going through something else and something else and something else. And it's like, go get yourself fixed. Go get the help. Go get
Right,
on the proper medication. Get the dosage. Talk to the doctors. Get your shit right. You know what I mean? Or
yeah,
bounce. Like just leave and stop coming back and forth every 3 or 4 months for one weekend. You know what I mean? It does more damage that way because now the child feels you don't love them. It damages the child's psyche too. And like I read a lot of books and you know that. And it's like Jordan Peterson says, if by the time they 7, you don't got a mentally and emotionally mature child, you're basically close to raising a sociopath. Like the kid's not going to be able to mentally adjust or emotionally adjust to society. And that comes from the parents. Like one of the parents has done that.
right. Yeah, man. That's that. Whew. Hey, y'all. I feel you, man. And I mean, I know your situation, better than I know Jonah's, but I know enough about Jonah's situation. But Jonah, I gotta ask you the same question. What's the worst excuse a parent can give for not seeing their child?
I think the worst excuse would be blaming the other parent for not wanting the child to be around. So for me, it would look like if their dad was to say, "Oh, well, you don't want me to see my kid, so that's why I haven't seen my kid." But in all
Right.
actuality, you know what I mean? You're just not coming around. And I don't know what that's from. Like sometimes that could be from seeking attention, but that's what I feel like is the worst. And I see that a lot with, different couples, different co-parents. It's that back and forth. Oh, well, I want to see my child, and then you have the mother who's saying, well, you don't call, you don't text, you don't do nothing. Like, how would I know you want to see the kid? So it's a lot of that, and it's unnecessary, and it's just really damaging because in the end, one parent is going to feel like it's not worth it to go through all of that to see the child, and then the child is not going to be able to have a parent in their life as regularly as if they would have just gotten to that point where they could communicate.
Got you. Yeah, much respect for that answer. Yeah, and all of that is unfortunate. I feel like the worst excuse that I've heard, and literally, and I'm gonna go back to this particular thing because it's something I deal with all the time. But I feel like most definitely the worst excuse on my end is um the person that I'm dealing with has a problem with you when they don't even know me. So this is why I keep you at arm's length. You feel me? Because I don't want the drama. It's like, what the hell you mean you keep me at arm's length because you don't want the drama? Because in my opinion, that's gonna create the drama. You see what I'm saying? If you're not allowing me to be there for my son, then that is gonna create drama. I don't care who you're with. Period. We made the decision as two adults to co-parent this little boy. So it shouldn't matter who's around, how many other kids you have, or what you got going on in your life. I feel like the co-parenting needs to happen no matter what. So let me ask you guys this, Jonah, how strongly do you believe in co-parenting, or do you believe that one parent pretty much, yeah. How strongly do you believe in co-parenting? Do you feel it's necessary to have both parents, or do you feel it's okay if one raises them and the other one just sits back?
I feel like it's absolutely necessary to have a co-parenting situation because at the end of the day, and this is coming from myself, not even being raised in a household with two parents, or I was, and then at some point, um, very early on, my parents left, and I already know how that affects a person because I know how it affects me. You know what I mean? And so into having children and having to deal with that situation is like co-parenting is essential because at the end of the day, the child needs a father and that child needs a mother. So if you guys are no longer in the relationship together, it does not take away from the fact that that child still needs a mother and a father. And no, a mother cannot do it all. And no, a father cannot realistically do it all. Even though you may do the groundwork, which I mean, like providing, cooking, cleaning, make sure they get to school, make sure you're doing the groundwork. But emotionally, that's far too much work to do to raise a child. Help them in their thinking process, instill those, qualities that they should have. That's way too much for one person to do. And some things will slip through because you're doing too much. Or they just won't, you won't have any time to actually get to know your child because you're too busy trying to provide for that child. And that is
Right.
something that's so unnecessary. If you would just have, a good co-parenting foundation.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, it's important.
I definitely agree with you there. Frank, what you think about that?
Oh, I agree with her 100%. Two parents is the best thing for children. If you want to look at, and I love numbers and statistics. If you want to look at the best way to have successful children, that means kids that graduate school, that live above the poverty line, that aren't committing suicide. It's always two parent households. Mother, father, 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 mother, mother, doesn't matter. As long as there's two people, like Jay said, they're emotional supporting, physically supporting, building the groundwork, laying the foundation, and two people's income, and what I'm saying, like just sitting there so you could take time off to get to know the kid, to be around the kid, and mold that kid into something special. Two parent households is the greatest privilege in America. It's not
Yeah,
skin color, it's not any of that other stuff. It's having two parents there to put you on the right path so that when you get old enough, you make proper decisions based upon the way you were raised because they did it right. And with all the toxicity, like with the baby daddy, the baby mama stuff, like all that does is create division with those children. So at some point, no matter who they get with as a partner later on in life, that animosity is going to be turned towards their partner because all they know is toxicity because that's what they are shown. I mean, kids are sponges. They soak up what you teach them, and then they drip it back out to whoever they with. You know what I mean? And
yes,
if you're
sir.
showing
Yes,
them
sir.
toxicity and anger, that's what that kid's going to do. And then, you can't be like, oh, well, it's not my fault. No, it is your fault. And I think that's a big problem too, is both parents need to take personal accountability for how they handle each situation. And me personally, I treat every situation with my daughter like it's a learning experience. This is how she's going to get programmed. I know people don't like that word, but I'm writing her book. This is the book she's always going to go back and read on how she's going to handle situations. And if she doesn't have positivity there, she's going to reply emotionally and negative. And we all know when you make bad, negative emotional choices, you end up in jail. You end up in a bad
Yeah.
life situation. And the parents are to blame for that because you did that to them and you did that to each other by being toxic back and forth like that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, brother. And you right. We got, his real name, he used to be Frank Rose again, and he changed to Frank Friends, but his real name is Frank Facts. 100. He bring that heat, and thank you to the both of you for those particular answers. I can't agree. I agree with you both, 100%. Let me bring up this particular topic. So just about, I want to say about 8 months ago, it was probably less than that, but on my Just Be Speaks page, on my motivational page, one of my posts that had the most engagement, it reached the most people. I think it reached like 12,000 people in 2 days. No paid no paid advertisement, no post boosting, anything like that. And the question was, can a woman truly raise a man? So we got a different situation with the both of you guys. Jonah, you have boys and girls, correct?
Yeah, I have one boy.
Okay. Do you think a woman can raise a man? Listen to the question before you answer. Can a woman raise a man? What do you think?
No, I can't raise my son into a man. I can raise him to live. I can keep him alive. I can raise him to know what's right and wrong, but I can't raise him to be a man because that's totally separate. That comes with different qualifications. That comes with a different character building that I don't have because I'm not a man. So there's no way that I can raise my son to be a man, truly. Um, because we see that out in the world. There's men, quote unquote, who are, 30, 40, 50 years old, but they're not, that individual is not a man because they weren't raised to be. So as far as my son, no, I cannot raise him to be a man. I won't ever like put myself off to think that I could do that all by myself because that's not something that can happen. It's just not.
Got you. Yeah, I definitely. Now, when I did that post, that was my outlook on it. Exactly your whole description. That was my outlook on it. Look, Frank knows it's coming. That was my outlook on it. And just what you said, I feel like a woman can raise a boy. You can show them the way as much as you can. You can show them that tender love. You can do your best to guide him in the right direction to become a good man. But it really takes a man, like you said, with those specific characteristics to really show a boy what it is to be a man. So I definitely agree
Hmm.
with you there. Frank, it's perfect with you guys. Frank, you're a father to a
Mm-hmm.
daughter.
Yes,
So
sir.
do you think a father can you raise your daughter to be a woman?
Well, I think both parents, again, and I have a wife, so my daughter does get, emotional understanding and empathy lessons from her. You know what I mean? Because that's what I wouldn't say a woman brings to the table, but that's what a softer partner brings to the table. I'm not soft. You know what I mean? So I can have understanding and I can have love, but like when my daughter's having a bad day, I don't get why you would cry or be upset that you tied your shoe for like the eighth time and it just keeps coming undone. I'd be like, tie it the right way and it don't come undone. Do it right one time. You don't got to do it again 8 times throughout the day. I don't understand
Right.
that concept because it's not something that I do from my personality. And that's why I think it takes two parents to do that because you have to have offset personalities to give the children characteristics that you do not possess. Like Jay said, she doesn't possess those qualities. You know what I mean? And that's why, And like I told you before, statistically, most men that are raised by single mothers are overly emotional. They make bad choices later on in life. They're in abusive relationships. And 86% of all men who are incarcerated were raised by single mothers. There's something going on there. What it is, I don't know. I'm not a psychiatrist. But there's something that's going on that lets you know these men are not responding as men. Like, a while ago, I got in a fist fight with a friend at a park over some football stuff. We got in a fist fight in the parking lot. We went right back to the football fields together. We talked. Our daughters are still best friends. His daughter calls me uncle. My daughter calls her cousin and calls him uncle. And everybody's like, ugh. I'm like, bro, because we're not emotional. It was a fist fight. We shook hands. We're done. There's no lingering toxicity or anger towards that man from that situation. When you're raised by only one partner and who's an emotional partner, usually you'll either get an overly emotional kid, or if you got like somebody like me who's very physical, you get an overly emotional physical child who doesn't know how to respond to emotional situations.
Right.
So that's why you need that balance. You need that co-parenting. You need, somebody to be the opposite of what you are as a parent.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there, man. And again, if you guys are watching, welcome to the Just B Show. You have myself, Timothy B. You got my boy, now Frank Facts Friends. And then you got my homegirl over here, Jonah Lane. And we're just simply having an adult conversation about stereotypes when it comes to the bitter baby mama, the white baby daddy, and the partial step-up father. We're just pretty much the entirety of the conversation is to help other people understand you're not alone out there. The things that you think about every day, the things that go through your mind, the different scenarios, that's pretty much what we're discussing. Just different scenarios from 3 different walks of life, 3 different beautiful people. And feel free to comment, share this post, start a watch party, and like it, and let's talk about it, guys. It's that simple. My next question for you guys here is how would you feel if, okay, Jonah or Frank, let's start with you, Frank. Just say it was a different situation and you had joint custody with your daughter's mother, right? You guys had joint custody and she got a boyfriend and she required, or let's better yet, let's say this. She started to call the new boyfriend dad. How would that make you feel? Would you be accepting to that, or would you have to have a talk with the mother?
It all depends on the situation to me, because like I had joint custody for
Okay.
2.5 years, 3 years. I was going to court all the time. The baby mother, basically, as soon as she left my house, which was in like December 10th, she was already banging on some other dude right afterwards. She got pregnant by him the beginning of February. So she known him all of a month and a half.
Whoa,
You know
wow.
what I mean? And just
Wow.
laying up with no protection, no nothing. You know what I mean? And she ended up losing that kid to some of the family in California. And, she ended up losing our daughter to me. But if he was around and he was a good person, which he wasn't a good person, you know what I mean? But if he was a good person and he brought positivity to my daughter and he kept his hands to himself, I wouldn't have an issue with it as long as she knows that, I'm her dad and that's her step up dad, and we can be cordial. You know what I'm saying? But again, when you bounce into a relationship so quickly after that, you don't know the character of the dude. Turns out he's a raging alcoholic and abusive. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You expose my daughter to that, and then I'm gonna expose him to these hands.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Dukes up.
So it's a bad situation, and I think that's why co-parenting is so important. And like me and my wife, we've been together since my daughter was a year and a couple months, but we waited to get married until she turned 7 so she can mentally process everything. We're waiting to have
Beautiful.
children until she's 8 or 9 so that she understands how to be a sibling. You know what I mean? She understands that she's loved and it's not us popping babies one after the other and neglecting her because she's going through so much.
Right.
And I think that's a thing that people don't sacrifice when in these situations, they get next baby daddy, next baby daddy, next baby mama, next baby mama. And now you got 3-4 kids by 3-4 different people, and you're exposing your children to all of that. And they might end up calling one of them dad or mom because they treat them better. But you caused that situation.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely feel you. I definitely feel you. Jonah, how would you feel? What would your response be if your children chose to call their father's girlfriend mom? Would you be cool with that, or would it be an issue?
Yeah, it would be an issue for me. Um, unless, obviously if he remarried, and even
Hmm.
then, I would still feel a little iffy about it. But if we're talking about a girlfriend that you done been with, there's no reason, to be honest, there's no real reason why they should even be around that individual as much, but enough to call them mom. I don't like that because people are unpredictable. You know what I mean? Like you could think that you know somebody in a year or two, like you were saying, Frank, and they could turn out to be a whole different type of person than what you thought they were. Now you got your kids mixed in it. You know what I mean? And if you're in a
Right.
co-parenting situation and they're going over there like every weekend or every other weekend or whatever, that they're still exposed to that. And I apply that to myself. I'm not just saying that's just for the fathers, but I apply that to myself. And to be honest, on my side, I've decided, and especially because my children are so little, that I'm not exposing them to any other man right now, except for the father. That's not something that they need to see. That is not for their young minds. And like I told you, I have a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old. So for their young minds, 3 years out of this little person's life and 6 years out of this little person's life, they've seen only one man around me,
Hmm.
one man in the house, one man, you know. So there's no way that I'm going to expose them to any other man. No way, not
Right.
right now, no, because they don't
I
understand
feel
that,
you.
and that's adding something that they shouldn't have to even think about into the mix.
Yeah, I definitely
So
feel you.
that's
So
for me, it's like nah. The only man they're gonna see is gonna be their dad. That's it.
gotcha. Yeah, I respect both of you answers. One of our viewers just chimed in. They said that happened to me. My ex-husband and his new wife had my son call her mom. I was pissed, hurt, all the emotions at first. I don't think it's right. Stepmom, sure, but not mom. So let me ask you guys real quick, and either one of you guys can answer at this point. Would it matter if it was just dad or stepdad or mom or stepmom, or is it just your feelings is how you feel no matter, it doesn't matter, stepmom or regular mom?
Well, uh,
It matters to me.
go ahead.
Go ahead,
Jay,
Frank.
It matters to you, ladies first.
yeah, ladies first.
Yeah, it matters to me because, and maybe this is just a little bit of piece about myself that I have to work on, but um, I am the mom, you know, and that title is given to me by rights. I birthed this child. I carried this child. Yes, you can be the step up mom. You could
Hmm.
love them too. You could, and that's your own separate title. But this here title is mine. This here title trumps your title, and that's
Right.
me. And that's something I got to work on because I will always feel like the queen bee and don't say shit to me. But um, but even for that, it's just like, nah, that's my title.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, I
mine.
definitely feel
You can give
you.
them something else.
My opinion on that is because there is another person in her in my baby mama's life. um my opinion on that is no. Like don't I mean, not to put her business out there, but I'm about to anyways. It is what it is. She's with the woman, whatever, to each his own. I don't care about that part. But I don't feel like he should call her mom. I feel like he should call her by her name, married or not. You see what I mean? Now I feel like it'll be a different story if I wasn't in a picture at all. If I wasn't in a picture at all, then okay. Hold on, let me see. Oh, if I wasn't in a picture at all, then okay. I mean, all the way out the picture. Like I'm just not there, not trying to do anything, not trying to be a part. Then, like you both said, especially you, Frank, it's key to have two people, two people that's pushing together, that's moving forward together to raise this child. So I think in that situation, how who am I at that point? Who am I to say what about anything? Because I've chosen to step out the kid's life anyways. But my answer is no. One of our members, I mean one of our audience members chimed in. They said, what if the child chooses on their own? Do you tell them to stop?
Well, I'll finish answering the first one, and I'll answer that one if you're good.
Okay, go
To
ahead. Yeah.
me, no. If there's another man there who is doing everything that they need to do, I don't have a problem with them being called, the dad or my other dad or step up. I love step up parent. I love that term, step up dad, step up mom. And I would try to teach my kid that and be like, no, that's your step up dad, because they stepped up to love you so much that they want to help out your mom and help you out. But if the child is choosing something like that, I don't know where I would go with that, because to me, if they're that young, it's not really the
Mhm.
child choosing. It's a lot of verbiage used around the child. It's a lot of programming. It's a lot of talking to the kid, things like that. So I'd have to sit and talk with the mom and the other dad, and be like, look, you know, are you doing this? Are you doing that? You know what I mean? Like, let's let the child know that you are the step up dad, and I appreciate that. You know what I mean? Like one of my favorite pictures is a picture of a family at a baseball game, and it's a mixed
Mhm.
family. White, black, white, black, black, white, black, white, and one says dad, one says step up mom, one says step up dad, and one says mom. I ain't got no problem with something like that. Like if we here for the kid, we're here for the kid. We didn't work out, that's on us, and let's not pass that down. You know what I mean? With titles and being toxic and fighting, and let's not brainwash our kids and be like, "Well, you got to call him dad, or you got to call him mom." You know what I mean? Give them the title of step up, because that's what they did. Is they stepped up.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I definitely agree. Yeah, man, that's deep. Let Jonah is telling me that your mic is muted. There you go. It tell me everything. Don't be trying to hide. No, I'm just playing with you. So let me see. Hold on.
Oh no,
We got a couple more. Yeah. Oh, my cousin Yolanda, she says hello everyone. What's up, yo yo? What's good? I'm glad you joined us. Hold on, y'all. We got some more. We gotta answer the audience. Gotta show them love. Let me see what that says. The conversation with both sets of parents needs to happen before.
Hmm.
Yeah, I agree with that. Let me see. Tiki Doe. Tiki Doe says, don't you think that it might be an insecurity with the parent?
Personally, I don't care. Don't be insecure. Raise your child. Your child comes first before your emotional needs. So if you're
Got you,
insecure,
got you,
you need to fix you, because you're gonna
got
pass
you,
that
got you,
insecurity on to that kid.
got you. What you think, Jonah, about that? Think it got to do with insecurities?
it may, it may. Um, I know for myself, I'm not so much insecure in my position because it is my position.
Hmm.
I just make it known that it is mine. And that does not come from insecurity. It doesn't come from feeling like somebody could take my spot, because I know without a doubt that nobody can take my spot. It's like, how does God know he's God? How do I know I'm the mom? You know? So, and if I was on the other end, not being, a good mom, I was not seeing my child, I was not around, then okay, I would understand. But in this situation that I'm in, no, that's my title. That's what it
Hmm.
is.
Got you.
And I don't have a problem with correcting very lovingly. You don't have to correct and be like, oh no, that's your stepmom. Don't say that, whatever. No, because at the same time, the children are still going through emotional things themselves, trying to figure out what is going on, first of all, what's going on, and adjusting to it all. So you're still going to have these conversations with them regardless, you know? And like I said, I refuse to have any of those conversations until somebody's married. I'm not even having those conversations. But if we're married, we're there to stay or whatever, okay, this is your stepmom. She's there to guide you when you're over there. She's there to protect you. I don't have a problem having those conversations. But as far as making it clear that, I am your mom. Oh, I'm gonna make that clear.
Got you. One of the audience members said, and I believe this one is for you, Jonah. If I'm correct, it says, if that's the case, if you know your place, you're the mom, no matter what, then why does it matter what your kid calls the girlfriend?
Because it's my title. So think of it like this. We can go back to, the king and queen century days. The king knows he's the king. He knows that. He has he's not insecure about his throne. He knows that's his throne. Now, when another person addresses them, they address them correctly. That does not mean that he's insecure about his title, but it is his title. So, no, it's not about me having a problem with them calling the girlfriend another name. It's about the fact that that is my title, and that's what I use, and that is what will only be used for me. Now, if that's seen as insecurity, then hey, we'll chalk it up to it. But that's my feeling on it. That's just what it
Got
is.
you. Got you. Yo, everybody that's just jumping on the show, man, welcome to the Just Be Show. We're having a conversation pretty much about parenthood and dealing with just a bunch of different scenarios. I see we got a bunch of audience members that's engaging with us. We all thank you from the bottom of our hearts. A lot of the stuff that we're talking about needs to be heard, and we're getting it from 3 points of views. Again, we're 3 different people. We in 3 different. Well, me and Frank in the same. We all in the same city? Nah, Jay, you somewhere else. You Cali, right? Where you at? You in Vegas?
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
Well, we all in it. Okay, you in Cali right now? Anyways, we from 3 different walks of life, and we're just having straight up conversations, man. This next question, guys. This is gonna take. You got to be real with yourself to answer this next question, and it's just and you know what? This question is not only to YouTube, but it's also to you in the audience. I need you to really take a moment before you answer this one. Guys, we got about 12 more minutes left. This particular one might take 12 minutes. The question is this: if you as your person, as a grown woman, grown man, or whatever you are, knew that you weren't fit to be a parent, would you be willing to give up your rights? Would you be willing to take yourself out of your child's life if you knew you wasn't right? If you knew you didn't have your stuff together?
I don't need time.
Go ahead, Frank.
Absolutely. I've seen what toxic parents do to children. And all it's going to do is either end that child in a grave, an early grave, or it's going to end that parent in a prison because you're going to do some shit you wasn't ready to deal with. You're going to respond emotionally, and you're going to go to jail. Whether it's you had to bust your kid in the lip because that's how you were taught, and you didn't mature out of that phase because you wasn't ready, you're going to bust your kid in the lip in a situation that you never needed to be in. You can easily say, hey, I need a couple years. Let me get more mature. I'll sign the papers. 2 years, you will have custody. But in them 2 years, when I come back, we go 50-50. or if you just absolutely know that you're not right to be a parent. And to me, some people aren't. Like, to me, I don't think my baby mama should ever be a parent. She's got 3 kids. The state's taking away 2. You use drugs. Like, come on now, stop it. Like, stop. I want that mommy love because it fills a hole inside of me that the drugs ain't filling. No, stop it. And for men out there, if you're abusive and you're possessive and controlling and think that your child ain't gonna learn those traits, you need to get the hell out too. Because that child is gonna learn all that toxicity, and all they're gonna do is take it into their relationship and end up in jail or end up in an early grave because they're messing with the wrong person's daughter. Like, somebody come around messing with my daughter and you didn't raise a proper kid, you're gonna bury your kid, brother. I promise you that.
I respect that, brother. I respect that. Jonah, if you knew you were not fit to be a parent, would you be willing to give up your rights?
Absolutely. I mean, if I'm not fit to be a parent, I'm not fit to be a parent. So why would I be around to scar that child even more?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, and that's the bottom line. It's like, if you're not fit to be a parent, that means that you're doing things that's going to scar that child. That
Yeah,
will, add some type of insecurity to their life. And if that's something that I was doing, then yeah, I would sign them over. And if I felt like, I just needed time, like Frank said, I just needed the time to gather myself and, and whatever it may have been, then okay, we can always make some type of an agreement. And I'm gonna take this time out. You have full rights. Um, and then let's re-enter the conversation on this date. But if overall I just felt like, I can't raise no kid, I don't have it, you know, then yeah, they gotta go. I mean, I would leave willingly because at the same time I still love my children and I would not want to hurt them. So if I'm the
right.
one who could possibly hurt them, then it's time to walk.
Got you. Got you. Yeah, I definitely feel you. Let me tell you guys, I asked that specific question because there was a time in my son's life where me and his mother we were it was one of them love situations where when we was good, it was beautiful. But when we was bad, oh, it was bad. The way that I chose to get out of that particular relationship was foul on my part. I could have made a better choice. Um, but what I did realize, and I really asked this question to you guys to see if I was wrong or not, but I realized that I stepped away. I chose to step away. Like I chose to step away because we were bad, bro. Like we were bad. But what I realized when I stepped away is that it affected my son. Like I felt like I was doing the right thing so that I could get myself together. But in the same sentence, I kind of ruined. He stopped calling me dad. He started calling me Junior and Tim by my government names. You know what I mean? And that it had a big impact on me and his relationship. And I'm still trying to build it back right now. So um, I'm a little biased on that one, but again, I respect everybody's opinion. And thank you for both of you guys input on that particular topic. Because it will, in my opinion, and maybe not in everybody, but for me and my son, man, it broke us, and I didn't know what to do. And I'm working on it every day. It's to the point where I'll call him, call on his phone, he won't answer. Or like on Father's Day, I told him like, "Hey, son, he called me Happy Father's Day, Dad." I was happy about that. And pick up my son, if he watching, he likes to watch my videos. But and then he ended up even going on a trip with with his stepmom, pretty much. And I was a little jealous, but at the same time, I'm not upset about it because I know me and him still have some rebuilding to do. Because I chose to walk away from that situation because me and his mother was toxic, bro. Like I was the fire and she was the gasoline. It was bad. We was tearing stuff up. You feel me? We were really tearing stuff up. We're pretty much coming to the end of this particular episode, you guys. We're definitely gonna have to do a part two on this. But my final question for you guys is: for any parents that's out there, what's the best advice that you can give them for? I don't want to say broken homes. No, let's say it as that broken home. One parent is here, one parent is there, two can't get along. What would be some advice that you would give them? Frank, let's start with you.
My first bit of advice is get the fuck over yourself. Is basically if you doing wrong, that's all that kid's gonna see. The kid don't need to know about you and the mom's problem or you and the dad's problem. That ain't the kid's problem. That shit's on you. Also notice that every moment that you're with your kid is teachable. So no matter what emotional frustrations you're going through, your child does not need to see any of that. That is not their business. They are kids. They are not adults. And you can teach them how to handle bad situations by doing good in a bad situation. Like if the mom is keeping the kid from you, you can explain that and you can show the kid, things like, hey, I'm waiting for you. I can't wait to see you. But you don't need to be like, you're a piece of shit, mom, that fucking bitch. Like, you know what I mean? Because the kids know that they're half of you and they're half of their other parent. So if half
Right.
of what's them is pieces of shit, then half of them is a piece of shit. And they're going to know this. So if you don't fix that and you don't fix yourself, that's why I say stay away for a minute. Like if you got to take a weekend off because you're not mentally ready and emotionally ready to be there for that child, then you need to take that weekend off. Because being there and toxic and damaging will cause more damage than, hey, I needed to take a day away. I had to plan something so that I could spend my time with you better because you were the everything I need. And I needed it to be perfect for you. Your child will understand that more than they will understand the hatred between you and the mom, which means you hate half of them anyways, because that's who they are. And that ass whooping you gave them for no reason. They're going to remember that
Right.
shit. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you responded emotionally. But if you
Right.
take a little bit of time away, take some time off, take a day, a weekend, and you can explain that to a kid. A kid will understand that because they get frustrated too. But if you just be all toxic and go upside their head, trust and believe they're going to remember that more than they're going to remember that you were absent one weekend.
Right. Yeah, yeah. I definitely feel you, man. Thank you for that, man. I definitely appreciate you, Frank. You always bringing that heat. Miss J, what advice would you give somebody? Let me know.
Her mic's muted.
She be hiding. Unmute your mic, mama. There you go.
Is that muted now?
Yeah.
Is that muted?
You
Okay,
good?
okay.
Yeah.
So I would say be extra nurturing to your children, especially during that time because um, there's going to be a little void there that needs to be filled, as well as piggybacking off of what Frank said. Um, I would not talk about that other parent to that child at all. Not about something and I would not talk about the other parent to anybody else around the children when it comes to anything negative, and calling the other parent out the name or talking about a situation that just happened that made you angry or whatever it is. They don't need to hear it. They don't need to hear it at all. As well as the child asks about the other parent, or can I call? Can I see? Can I whatever? Always say yes. It don't even matter if that other parent don't pick up. That don't have to do about that has nothing to do with how they feel about you. Because if you tell them no, because that other parent's not even there to pick up or won't, all they're gonna know is that, oh, you did not let me talk to my parent. or you're keeping me from talking to my parents. So I would say, don't do that at all. No matter how you feel, no matter what you know or may think can happen, you let that child go see, or you let that child go, talk to their parent. As well as be, be really open minded and setting your emotions towards the relationship that was. And that's difficult, but you have to, because once one individual can do that, then more than likely the co-parenting situation will work out. Because it's just it. To be honest, when it doesn't, it's based off of emotions. So that's something I would work on during my time to deaden those and do your research about healthy co-parenting conversations and just keep in the forefront, keep your eyes like glasses at all times. Your kid, your children. That's all that matters. Everything else is done. Life done moved on. Well,
Got you,
that's all I
got
was
you.
saying.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you for all of your inputs, man. That was a beautiful conversation, y'all. Thank you guys again. We went a little bit over, but don't trip. I'll work it out. But man, the most thing, I mean, well, let me thank you guys first. Frank, you always show up and show out, man. I appreciate you, brother. And again, man, congratulations on being a good father to your daughter, bro. That's respect. And congratulations on your marriage, bro.
Yeah,
So proud of
yeah.
you and Sabrina, man. Like for real, for real.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give y'all a gift, bro. Don't even trip. It's coming. And Miss J, young lady, big ups to you for even getting on here and having this conversation, man. This was beautiful, guys. I love the both of you guys. Thank you to the both of you guys. I'm gonna say my final thoughts on it, like Jerry Springer does, and I'll talk to both of y'all later. Cool.
Yeah.
Peace. Yo, y'all heard it, man. You know, I don't even got much to say at the end of that. If you're a parent, you heard it from three different people. Do your best. Do your best. And remember, it's not about you. It's about these kids. We got to do our best to raise them up right. We have to do what's best for them. And on that note, guys, all I can say is man, just be better than yesterday. I love y'all. Thank you for watching. Be sure to share this post, please. Thank you. Peace.